a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, 17th February 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it, especially coming out of a love weekend. Yes, I know lots of you received love and blessings over the Valentine's Day weekend, but let's talk about some of the things that also happened over the weekend. As you are aware, we're in the Carnival season, so excitement there, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the program. But we're so happy that you're joining us this morning, whether you're viewing right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, wherever you're from this morning. We're so happy to have you, and we do hope that you could stay with us throughout the entire program this morning as we have the conversations about things that happen right here in Tobago, or things that concern us all here on the island of Tobago. But before we get into all of those conversations, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
And now here is your news in 90 seconds for Monday, February 17th, 2025. Albert James and Junior Thorne, two Tobago fishermen, survived 4 days adrift at sea after their boat engine failed. Their disappearance, leaving Pigeon Point Fishport early Tuesday, 11th February in the morning, triggered a major search effort involving TEMA, the Coast Guard, and local fishermen. However, as hope faded, the men were found alive, having tied their boat to fish pots to stay in a known area. Both men were treated for dehydration at the Scarborough General Hospital and are stable. The incident have renewed calls for improved fishing safety, including mandatory GPS and tracking devices. Up next, 5 men have been refused bail by a Barbados judge. The men are on drug trafficking charges, including 40-year-old Tobago fisherman Rodale Skeet, a.k.a. Spoogie. Skeet was arrested on February 9, 2025 at Welch's Beach, Christchurch, after a police boat chase during which he was shot. He was hospitalized under police guard, and his fishing vessel, Chanta Sam, remains impounded. The men are accused of possessing 565.9 kilograms of marijuana worth over 4.5 million with intent to supply, trafficking, and importation of illegal drugs. Alongside Skeet are Barbadians Damario Dutton, Jamar Curtin, John Eddy, and Wayne Chase. They will reappear in court on February 20th. And finally, now to some Carnival news. 40 Calypsonians have qualified for the semi-final round of the National Calypso Monarch competition, as announced by Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization. The event will take place on Saturday, February 22nd at Skinner Park, San Fernando. Among the 40 competitors, 6 Tobagonians will participate: Alex Giff, aka Tobago Chalky, Caston Cupid, Gillies Orr, Nicole Thomas Clark, Roslyn Reed Hayes, and Sharon Phillips. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. And of course, as I said, so many things happening in Trinidad and Tobago in this season of Carnival. Yes. And, talking about the Calypsonians coming from Tobago, participating in the event, we must say, of course, congratulations. We lend our support to them. Yes. Every time we take on a stage, a national stage or international stage, we have to rally together. The Tobago community must come together to rally for the troops. Yes, yes. And so we are standing in support of all of our contestants. But I'm seeing a name that is relatively new, relatively new there, and we're hoping to have that conversation as well this morning. So we want to say congratulations to all, and we hope the support is there. The communities come together to lend that measure of support as we take the national stage. And this morning, Biana, before we continue with our chat, I just want to say that there's a young boy who is missing, who went missing on the weekend, and we're hoping that if anybody has any information that they could help us to contact his mother on 374-3002 or 304-2849. His name is Pharrell Cruikshank. He went missing yesterday afternoon. He went riding his bike and has not returned yet. He was last seen in Patience Hill wearing a blue long pants and a white jersey or a gray sweater. So if you have any information on this young man, please help by calling the numbers that were given this morning so that, you know, he could put some kind of ease to his parents and guardians and those who are concerned. And of course, we have to, in our Tobago space, we have to look out for each other, you know. We have to get back to that place where we are our brother's keeper, you know, and of course, provide that measure of support and help. Bianna, you know, this weekend was Pan. You know, what was the vibes like where you were?
It's just pan all around.
I know I came into studio this morning and I said, so what happened at the weekend? And before I could say, besides Pan, you already responded Pan. So I know that you're into your Pan and you really like what's happening there. And, you know, we're just hoping that the activities and the festivities will remain nice and clean and enjoyable and that persons can hear. But I want to talk about a little thing talking about Pan. I read on a social media post, I think it was last week, where a band leader or a band member was talking about, I didn't even know there was something called a pan crawl, like where people will go to pan yards when they're rehearsing. Yes. Just to create a vibes. And they were talking about some of the unrealistic expectations that these people have. Let's say, for instance, the group, the pan side decides tonight is a night off. Okay. And the group, the posse that goes decides they're going on the same night. They get there, is a night off and they vex. But I mean, you didn't communicate with the pan side. And so, I mean, and then you go there, you want to record, and these are some of the things that are very important. They pull out their phone because, you know, we have social media now. Yes. Pull out their phone and they want to record things and upload to social media. I mean, come on. They're rehearsing for a competition and they don't want to get that out there before the competition. You know what I'm saying? True. So let's extend some measure of, let's be reasonable. Let's be reasonable and considerate of the efforts that people are putting into their craft to ensure that they have a product that people can be wowed by when they hit the stage. Don't let the cat out of the bag before time now, man. You know, let's do the thing good and let's do the thing right. All right.
We await the results today.
That's right. You know, I'm sitting here waiting for I was hoping you had a little, I don't know if you had any insider information.
Some results on a social media post, but I don't want to quote it. Next thing I'm incorrect. So I await the results.
The official results. Yes. All right, great. So Bianna, you know, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on set this morning and bringing the news and having this little chat. And I do hope you have a wonderful day. And as soon as you get the official news, make sure to let me know as well.
Yes, I will.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. And we want to start off the birthday shout-outs by saying happy birthday to a guy who is known in the cultural and the art form. And this is Mr. Jared Primer. In fact, it's a belated birthday. I suppose he celebrated over the weekend. And so we want to say happy birthday to you, Jared Primer. We do hope that whatever you doing, whatever you did, that you had a wonderful birthday and that the birthday celebrations continue with style and class. So do have a wonderful birthday season. Another man of the arts, Caston Cupid. Caston Cupid also celebrated over the weekend, and we say happy belated birthday to you as well, and we pray God's blessings upon your life. And you know, as you hit that stage, get them. Happy birthday to you, Caston Cupid, from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television. And finally celebrating is Gavin, aka Sunda. Sunda is also celebrating a birthday, and we say happy birthday to you as well, and we pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you have a wonderful and amazing birthday season. And even if we don't have your photo and you're celebrating a birthday, you're celebrating an anniversary, a baby dedication, a promotion, a retirement, you're migrating, whatever you are celebrating, we join in the celebrations with you. And we also remind you to put God first and to include Him in your celebration, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything to celebrate. It's Monday morning, so you're wondering what's in my cup. What's in my cup is sponsored by LCJ Delight, and this morning, guess what I am drinking? Something I never mentioned on set before. I'm drinking orange peel tea. Yes, they also make that orange peel tea for you as well, so you can contact them. They are located at the micro enterprise units. They're in Signal Hill for your teas, your coffee, or not coffee, sorry, they don't do coffee. My my bad. For your tea, your porridge, that's what I'm trying to say there. Your waffles, your pancake, and all your breakfast mixes there. So you can contact them to get your hand on that. Who are we speaking with in studio this morning? This morning, we start the conversation off by speaking with Inspector Marvin Campbell of the TTPS as he brings the TTPS updates for us. And we also speak about what to know about a warrant. Very interesting conversation this morning. We also get to speak with a Calypsonian, one of the newest ones on the scene, Miss Jjie Cox, as well, National Calypso Monarch contender. We're going to have a conversation with her as, she leads up to the competition. And then we wrap conversations up by speaking with Mr. Ainsley King, president of TUCO. We're talking about Carnival 2025. So everything this morning is basically, about Carnival and what we're looking like, where we're going, and what the Carnival will feel like here in Trinidad and Tobago. So we do hope that you could stay with us throughout the entire programming, whether you're viewing right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, England, all of Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, wherever you are. We do hope that you can stay, whether you're viewing on Facebook or on YouTube or on AMPLIA 102 or Flow 121 or 130. This is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Get ready, Tobago! The Tobago Standards Showroom Warehouse Sale is on February 21st and 22nd only. From 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are slashing prices on everything. That's right, up to 75% off. Furniture, appliances, electronics, you name it. It's on sale. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Tobago Standards. Nobody beats us on price. See you there.
Greetings everyone, I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Denu. I stand before you as Miss Jada Covington.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam, I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone, I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry.
It is an pleasant day to all.
I am Kairis Imari Manswell.
Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. Before we get into conversations this morning, of course, you know we have to bring you the photo of the day. Yes, the photo of the day is courtesy Kimberly Narayan Gavaya. And can you guess where this photo was taken? Of course, when we come back from the first break, you will tell us. In the meantime, we will tell you. In the meantime, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel. You can even WhatsApp in the answer on 284-6597. Photo of the day courtesy Kimberly Narayan Gavaya. All right, so we begin conversations this morning, and in studio with me I have Inspector Marvin Campbell of the TTPS, and as usual bringing the TTPS updates for us about things happening here on the island of Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Pleasant good morning to you, ma'am. Good morning to your viewership. I'm Inspector Marvin Campbell. I am attached to the cotton process section of the TTPS.
Right. And so, you know, it's always a pleasure having TTPS on the set with us. This is where we get some information as to things relating to what is happening on the ground in Tobago. Last week might have been a little quiet, but in terms of cases you might have on the books that, you know, we want to know where we are, you know, where we are with certain things.
Right. Well, you know, we have the ongoing state of emergency, and to that end, the TTPS in Tobago, we have undertaken a number of operations throughout the islands, some known, some unknown. And of course, we have made some arrests over the weekend, although I am not certain, I cannot give you the numbers now. I will only be able to give you a more definite number when I go to the office, because that's when all the charge cases will normally come to us, so we can be able to decipher. But what I can say is that the SOE is ongoing, and the TTPS in Tobago, we are making headway, ma'am. We are making a lot of headway in terms of getting ammunition, firearms off the streets, so forth. We're detecting traffic offenses. Roadblocks are being carried out throughout the island. So we are making an effort to make the Tobago space that much safer.
And talking about the SOE, with the introduction of the SOE, have you seen more intelligence coming to you guys? Are you getting more cooperation with other agencies, even communities, people calling in to give you any type of intelligence to help effect the exercises that you are conducting?
Yes, ma'am. We have been getting information from the communities throughout Tobago. Now, that is the unique thing about Tobago. Tobagonians are always willing to assist the police by and large. So we don't have the issue that Trinidad might have, where people withhold information. The Tobagonians, they want to secure their space, so they always give the police information, and we are grateful to the members of the community, the Tobago population as a whole, for continuing to work with the TTPS to make this space that much safer. Yes?
Right. Very, very good. And I do hope that as you continue, you know, in the fight against crime, I know just last week or the week before, I saw a greater presence of police in the Scarborough area, especially just by the port, by KFC area there.
Yes,
I saw vehicles there. And I'm wondering, I'm hoping, will there be more presence? Will we be seeing more police officers strategically positioned in and around, not just in Scarborough area, but areas that you might consider a hotspot or area of interest? Would we be seeing seeing more of that happening in the coming days?
Ma'am, you will. Without giving too much information to the other side, we have a certain operational plan in place that will see us locking down certain hotspots in and around the Scarborough area and environs.
Right.
Yes,
well, we
please.
look forward to that because, of course, we want Tobago to remain as peaceful as it is. And, of course, commendations to the TTPS and the communities of Tobago who are coming forward to assist the TTPS in bringing whatever intelligence that you can. Remember, it takes a village, and the village has to come together to help. If you see something, say something, because at the end of the day, I live here, you live here, your children live here, and we want to live in a peaceable kind of manner where everybody is safe and comfortable.
Indeed.
Right.
But, before you go on, I just want to special congratulations to the Tobago Homicide Bureau. Now, as you may or may not be aware, so far for the year we have had 2 reported homicides. The young master who attended Signal Hill who was shot, and the other individual who was set on fire. Now, to that end, I am proud to see that the Homicide Bureau Tobago, they have conducted investigations, and both of those homicides have been solved, and we have persons presently before the court for those homicides. So in terms of solve rate, Tobago is leading the nation with a 100% solve rate. And I think that, and the information to solve these murders came from, again, the members of the public. Without that information, we would not have been able to solve those 2 homicides. So I would like to say congratulations to the Homicide Bureau, and by extension, a hearty thanks for the members of the public who came forward and who provided certain information to the police.
And not just that, in the quick time, because I mean, I was a little bit surprised to say, wow, we have arrested, we have the information, and persons have been charged, the cases have been solved. So, you know, commendations, I agree with you, commendations there.
Tobago is number 1.
To Tobago and also to the TTPS as well. Before we get into the what to know about an arrest, we're in the Carnival season.
Yes, ma'am.
And there are so many things happening in the space. We have PAN, we have events, we have all types of activities happening on the island of Tobago. How is the TTPS positioned in terms of ensuring we have a safe season and that people can be rest assured that, you know, they have eyes on them that will keep them safe?
Well, we have a slogan in the TTPS, you party while we have your back. To that end, the Tobago would be reinforced during the Carnival season with personnel from Trinidad to provide security to all the fetes and other activities throughout the Tobago space, and also during the Carnival period itself. So in terms of security, you will observe an increased number of police on the ground leading up to Carnival. Other thing I would like to inform the public, there is a no glass bottle law for Carnival. You will not be allowed to carry glass bottle where Carnival events are being held. To that end, we would love the public to cooperate with us. You can get your styrofoam cups, your plastic cups, no glass bottles, because we wouldn't want people being injured because bottles are being thrown, or somebody will break a bottle to stab somebody. So, and we will enforce that vigorously, because we want Carnival. Carnival last year was fairly incident-free. We intend to have that record move along, ma'am. So.
And you know, it amazes me that if you're going to an event to have a good time, how something could be weaponized, like you have a glass bottle and you turn it into a weapon. So I appreciate the fact that, you know, no glass bottles. That's the policy for Carnival here on the island of Tobago. No glass, and Trinidad. No glass bottles for events where Carnival is concerned. So let's just keep that under wraps and ensure that we abide by the policies that have been implemented and work together with the TTPS to have a safe season. Of course, we have a hot topic coming up next. We're going to be talking about what to know about a warrant. But before we get into that, we're going to go for a short break. And when we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about 2 things. What to expect from a warrant and the photo of the day. Were you able to guess it? But in the meantime, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. Did you guess it, the photo of the day? Did you guess where that photo was taken from? That photo, I'm being told, is in the vicinity of the Store Bay Beach. Yes, Store Bay Beach, and of course photo courtesy Kimberly Narayan Govaya. I hope you guessed it. Tobago is indeed a beautiful space, and we say thank you, Kimberly, for that photo this morning. All right, so we continue conversations here in studio, and with me I have Inspector Marvin Campbell. Just before we went to the break, we were talking about Carnival, and Offset, he was telling me about another thing that you need to look out for during the Carnival season.
Yes, viewership, I will have to caution you that the breathalyzers will be out in force. Breathalyzer technicians will be out in force. So I would advise you that if you must drink alcohol, please do not drive, because the breathalyzers will be there. Get a designated driver, and you can drink as much as you want. Right?
But Inspector, why don't you tell him what you told me when we were offset? Inspector said, if you want to drive, you have to drink Vitamols. but
there are lots of non-alcoholic beverages you can drink in a party. You could drink a shandy.
Not Carnival, not the revelers. You know, they like to have their alcohol. So, of course, wise counsel come in here and ensure that you have a designated driver. And even if you are drinking, do not drink to the level of being so intoxicated that you don't know your own self. You know, those things you don't want to be in that type of position at all. So ensure that you are responsible and you do have a designated driver and a good crew to tell you, hey, enough is enough, time for you to drink some water.
Or call TT Rideshare, they will be glad to carry you home. Yes.
That's right. Right, so we're shifting gears a little bit now, and we're talking about what we need to know about a warrant. A very, very interesting topic and conversation, and I know with the introduction of the SOE, the warrant has become, you know, in this period, obsolete. You don't really need it right now. In as much,
it's not 100% necessary.
Right. So you can still effect your exercises in terms of entering premises and properties without a warrant. But barring that, the SOE out of it, what do we need to know about a warrant, and how do we, as a person, if you're coming to my home, God forbid, with a warrant, what are the things I need to know to allow you access into my house?
Right. Now, firstly, a warrant is a document that is issued by a court of competent authority to execute a certain operation. There are many different types of warrants. There are no general warrants. We have for example, a first instance warrant. That's a warrant that the police normally will get when they need to go to arrest someone for an offense. Yes? So that's a first instance warrant. Then we have the favorite warrant in Trinidad and Tobago, affiliation warrant, also known as maintenance warrant. That is a warrant issued to the court where defaulters have defaulted on paying maintenance, and the court will issue a warrant for the defaulter to either pay the warrant when the warrant is executed or be arrested and taken to a certain place to spend between 14 to 28 days. There are other types of warrants, and also, most importantly, the topic of the day, search warrants, very important. The search warrant is issued where basically the police have reason to suspect that a person has illegal items in their house, firearms, narcotics. So they will go to a judge or a master and obtain a warrant, and the warrant now gives the police the power to enter the property of the person named on the warrant to carry out the search for the narcotic or the firearm that they suspect might be in that home or premises. Now, having had the warrant in your possession, what you can expect as a citizen if a warrant, let's say a search warrant, is to be executed on you, you as the person. Now, when the police come, the police must inform you. Firstly, they must show you that they have the warrant in their possession. They'll hold up the piece of paper, say, look, this is the warrant. Your name, John Brown, is on it. And with the warrant, we are here to search your property for X, Y, or Z. You must be told that. That is part of what we call executing the warrant. The warrant must be shown to you, and they must actually read the warrant to you, that we are of the belief that you have firearms in your house, and we come to search. Having executed that warrant on you, the respondent, you now have to give the police the permission. Well, not the permission, but you must give your cooperation and have the police enter your property and carry out the search. Now, you must be present during the search. You don't stay outside and have the police enter your home and search, because allegations will be made.
Right.
So, and the police will advise you that, ma'am or sir, we are going to search. We will invite you to come and observe the process so that it could be fair and free. Yes? Now, if you refuse to cooperate after that warrant has been executed, the warrant itself now gives the police permission to use force to enter your home. Once you refuse at that point, the police can now use force to execute the warrant, because as I indicated, the warrant is actually an order from the court giving the police instructions to do something, to search or to hold somebody. Yes? So the police could now pull out a louvers from your window, kick in your front door, as the case may be.
Right.
And the warrant is what will give them that power.
And if in the instance where the person is uncooperative and you have to do that, break in the door, the window to gain access into the premises, right? And the individual is in there, do you arrest the person while this is happening? Are they still a part of are they still observing the search? How does that work now if the person is not cooperating?
They still have to observe the search because the warrant now gives the police the power to search. That's what the warrant is for.
But what if they refuse to, what if they put up some type of resistance, like a physical type of resistance? How does that work?
Well, then there is obstruction. So they could be arrested for that. Okay. Obstructing the police in the execution of their duty, because executing warrant is a part of police duty. And once you obstruct an officer, you can be arrested for that.
Right. And if for instance, you say you have to read the warrants to the person.
Yes, ma'am.
And what if, let's say, for instance, the person is guilty or might be anxious or afraid or scared or worried that there might be something there, whether they have it there or their child or somebody has it in their home. So they're thinking maybe there might be something here. And they say, let me see that warrant. Right? Do you put the warrant in the hands of the respondent for them to read, or is it that the police must read it? Because I know in some instances, and mostly watching television, right? You see what people do with warrants. They try to destroy them before you are able to execute it. So how do you manage that situation?
Well, we try as much as possible to avoid giving the person the warrant in the actual hand. We will show it to you. say, well, look, this is the warrant, and we'll show you at a distance where you should be able to see it and read it if you want. And then we, the police, now we will read that warrant to you. Now, as you indicated, the reason we do not normally give persons warrants in their hands is because you might go to a man's home, yeah, officer, no problem. Officer could see the warrant and just read it. And you make the mistake and hand that warrant to that man, and he run through the bedroom, jump out a window, and he gone with the court warrant, the government warrant. Or he tear it up. Of course, that is an offense as well, but the point is, you try to avoid that initially.
Right.
Now, for AJIPA is different. Eh? When you go now under the new AJIPA rules, you have to provide a copy of the warrant to the person. They must be given a copy in their hand.
Right.
You have in the original, but they have a copy, a photocopy.
Right.
Yeah? So at least they could see now, well, yes, this is the warrant, there's the court stamp on it, so the warrant is a legitimate document.
Very interesting information coming, because as I said, most people, we look at television and you see how they do it there, and just to have the actual information now in terms of how it is executed. And when the warrant is being executed at the person's premises, what are their rights in this regard? I mean, I know they have to observe, but what are the other rights in terms of allowing the police to enter their property and do the search?
Well, apart from observing the process as it is, all of their fundamental rights are still entrenched. The search must be fair and free. In other words, everything the police is doing, the person must have visibility of that. So if you're going into a room, the respondent has to enter that room too and observe what the police officer is doing. Because I have seen on many occasions where police would have gone to homes, carried out search, and leave. And after they leave, the person will call the media house and say, well, look, I had $9,000 in a shoebox, and the police take it. That is the reason why we ask the persons as much as possible to observe. Because allegations will be made after.
And let me ask this, right? The respondents on the warrant, if there are other people in the home or the house or the premises when you go there, are they also allowed to observe, or is it primarily just the respondents?
Primarily just the respondent, the person named on the warrant. If there's another adult at the home, for instance, a husband and a wife team, but the husband's name is on the warrant, the wife is free to observe as well.
And in the instance where, how do I phrase this? In the instance where the respondent or the person of interest is a minor, you suspect a minor might be involved in a situation where they might have something in their parents' home. Who is the respondent in this case? Whose name goes on the warrant?
Well, always the respondent, but in case of minor, they must put a parent.
Okay.
Right? Because the search now will be carried out with the minor in the presence of an adult guardian or parent. And if the parent is not home, you cannot go there and search.
So if when you go to execute the warrant, it's just the child, it's kind of unfortunate that the child alone will be home, but if you go there and there's no adults, then you can't execute that warrant.
No, ma'am.
So you see, you must have to take the information.
Let me say we go and something is found now. It could create a legal issue. Right. Because no parent was present during the search, and an allegation will be made.
Right.
Because children are very well protected under the law. Very, very well protected. You cannot interview a child without a guardian or a parent or an adult person who is comfortable with present.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot. Even for me, getting that information in terms of what you need to know about a warrant, to execute a warrant, who is protecting your rights, and, how the procedure is done there. I want to say thank you so much for coming this morning and bringing that information. But in closing, is there any additional information you'd like to share with our viewers?
Yes. Now, mention was made earlier of that young master who is missing. I would like members of the public, if you have any information concerning that young master, feel free to call any police station in your district or pass that information on to any police officer. Because when youths go missing, it's a worry for the police.
Mm-hmm. Especially young men, you know.
Young men.
It's yeah. You know, so we join with the TTPS, and we do hope that, you know, we could get some information out there where that is concerned, and that the people of Tobago will come forward and give that measure of information. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Inspector Marvin Campbell of the TTPS, bringing us the crime updates here on the island of Tobago, and also letting us know what to look for when a warrant is being executed, whether it's on you, your neighbor, somebody that you might know, you know what to do, what to expect, what to ask, and how to present yourself. We have to go for a short break, but before we go, there's a photo back in the day, Tobago back in the day. Do you know where this photo was taken? Back in the day, right here in Tobago. Right, and I do hope that you can figure this out, but when we come back from the break, of course, we'll reveal to you where this photo was taken. Before we go to the break, up next is Jjie, she's already in studio, ready to have the conversation. Yes, as she heads into that Calypso competition, she'll be here on set with me this morning to go through the conversation, the paces this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, before that, we have to go for a short break, and in the meantime, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Greetings everyone, I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Calypso. I stand before you as Miss Jjie Cox.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Crucial Peer. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam, I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone, I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry.
It is an pleasant day to all.
I am
Kairis Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there. Get ready, Tobago! The Tobago Standards Showroom Warehouse Sale. It's on February 21st and 22nd only. From 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are slashing prices on everything. That's right, up to 75% off. Furniture, appliances, electronics, you name it. It's on sale. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Tobago Standards. Nobody beats us on price. See you there.
My people, stop burying your heads in the sand. Whoa, 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 whoa. My people, stop burying your heads in the sand. We live in Tobago, yes, not the end. We blame all our crime problems on Trinidad.
We're just at 7:51 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m. and you're not already there, you might be late. But if you are still on our nation's roads, remember to drive safely because we want you to get there in one piece. All right, an exciting time here in studio this morning. You were just hearing the voice of Miss Jjie Cox. Yes, Jjie Cox. She's participating in the Calypso Monarch competition. And she's right here from Tobago. And she's in studio with me this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, good morning. Just a little correction. This is the semis in Skinner Park.
Right.
Yes, Skinner Park, how you feeling?
Right, you know, Skinner Park is the place, you know.
That's right.
And some of us have Skinner Park right in our living room.
Listen.
And of course, we will be supporting you. Now, Jjie, first and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you.
Many congrats to you, especially as this is your first time putting your hat in the ring.
Correct.
And here you are qualifying for the semi-finals.
Yes, a major accomplishment.
Right, and how does that make you feel?
Overjoyed, elated, to say the least. I am proud of myself.
And as are we of you as well, you know. I mean, your first time for anything and you're not thinking, you're going up against the big guns, but here's what I'm going to try and I'm going to put my best foot forward.
Definitely. At first, I was like, wow, am I ready for this? But then again, I always say, pray for it, prepare for it, and protect it.
That's right.
So here I am, prepared and ready to do my best.
Right, and you know, what was the thing though that made you decide, I think I want to try this. I think I could do it, and I want to try this.
Well, when I dropped the song, when I got the song, the composer of the song, he instilled it in me that you have a banger here, go all the way, go for it. I was a little shy, you know, because I'm like, am I ready for this, you know? But then again, as I said, I prayed about it. I feel like somehow I am aligned with my purpose because of the passion I have for Calypso. So why not? Why not try? Why not audition for the 10th? Why not audition for Queens? Why not, you know, and I've been successful in everything thus far. So I'm really grateful for that.
And of course, to coin it up with the beautiful voice that you do have, that you were blessed with, you know, just in case you all don't know, Jjie does have a wonderful voice, an amazing voice, you know, and the name of this song, let's talk about the name and the composition of the song and what it means. And, you know, in terms of delivery of the song, I know a lot of persons, they get the song and sometimes they don't connect with the song, so the delivery isn't there. How is it for you where that is concerned?
So it's funny that you spoke about the connection. I believe before you even have a song that you need to be connected with the composer. Speak with them. Feel the energy, get that vibe from them before even singing one of their compositions. So before actually getting the song, I would have had a lot of conversations with Mr. Grant. The song was written by Mr. Grant. And I always say this, the amazingly talented, he's a legend.
Right.
Now, some people don't know who he is. Mr. Grant wrote songs like Not Leaving, Denise Plummer, Voices from the Ghetto. So we see who we're dealing with.
Right.
So I would have spoken with him. We went over the topic that I had in mind. And he said, you know what, we'll take it from this direction. Let's sing about the fact that there's a lot of crime happening in Tobago now, but usually you would hear somebody will blame outsiders for what's going on here, when most times somebody right here doing it. So that's basically what this song is about. The ostrich would usually bury its head in the sand so that it doesn't see what is going on, or just to deny what is going on in front of it. So basically that's what this song is about. I love my people. I am a Tobagonian to heart. However, I don't like what is going on. You know, what they say, if you don't report it or address it, then you're encouraging it. And none of us here are comfortable with what's going on. So what are we doing about it? So my thing is, I have two young girls. I have a 13-year-old and a 1-year-old, right? And as a parent, what is my contribution? So you like to sing. You don't like what's going on, so peer it. Sing and send a message in Calypso.
And you know, that's the thing, you know, you have the art form now. And I wanted to speak a little bit on that in terms of you might have a passion for something, or you might have something you want to speak out about, and you don't have the platform, right?
Correct.
And of course, now having to go and look for the platform. So I wanted to kind of encourage our viewers in terms of carrying out their vision, their purpose, the thing that is burning them on their chest as to how they're going to get the message across.
Listen, it didn't happen overnight for me to feel like I was aligned with my purpose. At points in time, I felt like, what's I really here to do? I know I love Calypso, you know. And during school, you know, they will say, you like drama. Jaleese is drama. So how do we turn that into a positive on the stage? And then how do I send a message through song? If you understand. So, you know, sometimes as one of the Calypsonians this year, Wendy, she has an amazing song. It speaks about the power of music. And that song really, really sends the message. Music is powerful. So that is one of the channels that you could use to send a message that may resonate with a lot of people in one space and at one time. So my thing is, if you have a passion, it takes time. It takes time to feel as though you're aligned with whatever you hear, your purpose. Pray about it. Pray about it and prepare to be aligned with your purpose. So sometimes something might be happening, you're not sure how to talk about it, you're not sure who to talk to about it. Pray about it first and believe and trust that that avenue would come. Because I don't think that I may have gotten this far maybe so soon in my life, but last year I felt as though I don't know what happening. And then in October, everything just started to fall, all the chips fell into place. You understand? But I prayed about it, and I prepared for it. And now that I have it, I want to protect it. So that is my mantra, and that's my mantra I would like to share with you all too. Pray for it, prepare for it, and protect it.
And these are the things we also need to consider, because sometimes, as you rightfully said, you might not get the opportunity immediately as the thing falls on you. But how do you cultivate that space? And how do you ensure you have all your ducks in a row? You know, to ensure that when you're really ready to hit the stage, you have all the preparation already done.
You see that word, that preparation?
And what is it like for you in terms of preparing to get to where you are now?
Listen, so week before last week, I was one of the finalists in the National Queens competition, another first for me.
Right.
It was such an amazing experience. However, the preparation, because besides this, I have a job. And then I have the 2 children. So it's like, how do you balance everything? And I'm sure most of the ladies that were part of the competition also had their family lives and their jobs and their careers and everything. So it's a lot of balancing and preparation, you know. Every day you try to mark off, okay, this is done, this is done. Maybe having someone to help. That also is very important. My structure, my help, my family structure, my backbone, strong. You understand? So I have that back in my mother, my father, my stepdad, my cousins, everybody's rooting for me. So sometimes when I don't have the time to prepare for something, I can always ask them to assist, and I can trust that they will get it done and get it done properly and on time. So the preparation is very important. It's difficult, but once you have that support, no issues.
And how you feeling in terms of getting ready to take the stage? Skinner Park, we come in. How you feeling?
When I will give you a joke. So I'm in the tent, the Magnificent Glow Calypso tent, and I must say a shout out to them this morning. An amazing family structure, just feeling the love and the support from everybody. When they did the live to announce the persons that got through, the 40 persons, no, I didn't look at the live because it was a little too exciting for me. But somebody said, we hear somebody, So I went back on the live and went down, scrolled down, and I listened. I was like, oh, that's not me, because they didn't pronounce my name properly. I said, that's not me. I said, next year. So I went into the group and I congratulated everybody, and I was so excited. So then somebody called me and said, girl, it's Jjie's I said, you're too lying. That was my exact, response. Right. So when I went and I saw it, I called my mother. I said, I get in Skinner Park.
That's right.
So I went into the group and they were laughing. They said, imagine you here congratulating everybody and you getting and you didn't know. So I was like, wow, boy. Wow.
Congratulations,
wow. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And as you take that stage, trust and believe, all 60,000 of us who live here, we supporting you.
That's right.
And at Tobago Updates Television, from the moment anybody from Tobago takes a stage, we rally in, and we will talk about it for days to come on the station. So we're behind you. Tobago is behind you. And we know you're going to put your best foot forward.
I will. Thank
especially
you
with the voice you have in terms of, I'm feeling the passion on the topic that you're going to sing on. So I know the delivery going to be real on point.
Definitely.
So darling, all the best.
Thank you.
From all of us here at Tobago Updates Television, and all of Tobago is behind you.
I appreciate
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Miss Jjie's semi-finals in Skinner Park coming up just now. So you have to be behind your television if you're not there. If you're not in Skinner Park, then you have to sit in your Skinner Park in your own living room, rooting for Jjie as she goes down there, and of course talking about social issues affecting us right here in Tobago. And you want to, of course, have your say. She's speaking on behalf of all of us because we know the facts, we know the truth, we know the things is really things that happen in here, and so her voice is for all of us. So let's go and give her all of our support. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, that is Good Morning Tobago, and we do hope that you could stay with us. And as you stay, of course, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Remember the photo back in the day. This was taken at Hope Main Street why am I saying Scarborough? It's Hope in Scarborough. No, it is not. But the photo back in the day was taken on Hope Main Street in Tobago. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen, and do stay tuned with us.
Cease the shallow defenses and let's face reality. Murder rate on a spiral. Tobago gone viral. The only way to fix it is first we must admit it. The Tobago we used to sing about it long ago. Michael Baker's song gets a serious horn. Through time to stop denying, even from Pigeon Point, pigeons flying. Lord, we
about to sign today will ensure that the three agencies work together, understand each other's role. There will be no duplication of efforts. Where one stops, the other begins. We cannot do it all, so we need the support. And this would ensure that we have things documented, set down in writing, where there's clarity.
The TRHA and the executive management of the TRHA is committed to providing the resources that are integral in making this collaborative effort work, because ultimately we are not the beneficiaries of this MOU. We are the stewards of the MOU, which is birthed in order to protect the children of this island.
We have come to the place where we see this not as a Children's Authority MOU, but as a tripartite MOU, where the three entities come together and we say this is what we are responsible for as it relates to the nation's and the island's children. And that is critical because it means that we now are taking full responsibility, all of us. We're not saying it's Children's Authority that's supposed to do that. We're not saying it's TRHA, we're not saying it's the division, we're not saying it is not my responsibility, it is yours. We are saying collectively, it is our responsibility to ensure that this child is safe.
Does three things. It reduces that interaction of the child with three different agencies, so we don't re-traumatize the young child. It provides a seamless legal coverage for the child throughout the entire case management process, and it helps all three agencies document this case appropriately, so that when it comes for the review, which may happen through the legal system, we have each other's role clearly spelled out and the documentation therein.
This is really setting the pace for what we really want here on the island of Tobago. It really is a passion of mine in terms of enhancing families and children. So this occasion right here is just the start of us really trying our best to see how best we could provide support for children and families with the different agencies that are involved that have signed here today. So honestly, I'm really, really excited. As we say, this is the step in the right direction for us here in terms of child protection in the collaboration with the THA and the TRHA here today.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Start to rise, the energy fill the skies.
Morning Tobago Updates Television. I am your host this morning, Natalie C.D. Richardson, and you are viewing GMT. Good morning, Tobago. Yes, I know you see me on a Friday morning, but don't be confused. It is bright and early Monday morning, the 17th of February, 2025. And I'm so happy so many of you could join us this morning. Many of you have stayed on from the morning show. Thank you to Adana, who took us through the paces, of course. And we are getting ready now for our news in 90 seconds. Albert James and Junior Thorne, two Tobago fishermen, survived 4 days adrift at sea after their boat engine failed. Their disappearance after leaving Pigeon Point Fish Port early Tuesday, the 11th of February in the morning, triggered a major search effort involving TEMA, the Coast Guard, and local fishermen. However, as hope faded, the men were found alive, having tied their boat to fish butts to stay in a known area. Both men were treated for dehydration at the Scarborough General Hospital and are stable. The incident has renewed calls for improved fishing safety, including mandatory GPS and tracking devices. 5 men have been refused bail by a Barbados judge. The men are on drug trafficking charges, and one of them, including 40-year-old Tobago fisherman Roydell Skeet, also known as a Spoogie. Skeet was arrested on February 9, 2024 at Welch's Beach, Christchurch, after a police boat chase during which he was shot. He was hospitalized under police guard, and his fishing vessel, Chant of Psalms, remains impounded. The men are accused of possessing 565.90 kilograms of marijuana worth over $4.5 million with intent to supply, traffic, and the importation of illegal drugs. Alongside Skeet are Barbadians Demario Dutton, Jamar Curtin, John Eady, and Wayne Chase. They will appear in court on February 20th. Now to some Carnival news. 40 Calypsonians have qualified for the semi-final round of the National Calypso Monarch competition as announced by the Trinbago Unified Calypsonians organization. The event will take place on Saturday, February 22nd at Skinner Park, San Fernando. Among the 40 competitors, 6 Tobagonians will participate. Alex Gift, also known as Tobago Chalky, Caston Cupid, Chalice Orr, Nicole Thomas Clark, Rosalind Reed Hayes, and Sharon Phillips. And that's our news in 90 seconds. We go for a quick break and we will return, so make sure and stay tuned.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor, 60,000 people strong.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Greetings everyone, I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Kalia Denung. I stand before you as Miss Jjie Cox.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal Pierre. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam. I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone. I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry. It is an pleasant day to all. I am Kairis Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singway Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there. Get ready, Tobago! The Tobago Standards Showroom Warehouse Sale. It's on February 21st and 22nd only. From 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are slashing prices on everything. That's right, up to 75% off. Furniture, appliances, electronics, you name it. It's on sale. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. Tobago Standards. Nobody beats us on price. See you there.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, right here in Tobago, located in Stowbay Local Road, you guys. So here's what for all of my Tobago customers. You guys know for the longest while we haven't had a big sale here in Tobago. That's going to change. You know why? Because from this Thursday, right, February, Thursday the 13th until Saturday the 15th, we are going to be having a 3-day blowout sale, mega sale, you guys. Everything here going to sell out real fast. You could just imagine right now you're getting
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Welcome back, viewers, and if you are now joining us, I welcome you to Tobago Updates Television. It is GMT time. Good morning, Tobago. I'm your host, Natalie C.D. Richardson. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, don't get confused this morning. You usually see me on Friday mornings, but it is Monday morning, Monday the 17th of February, 2025. And just coming out of the news, some thoughts quickly. It's unfortunate that our fishermen keep missing from time to time, but in this story, it's a positive ending where the two men were found, and I am thankful for that. I'm sure the families are relieved, friends, the other fisher folk, and I saw that we ended the story about the renewed calls for GPS systems. Like I remember a few years ago, maybe I could even add many years ago, when I worked in a news department, covering stories about this, and I wonder why this is not where it should be even to this day. And I'm talking about since Dr. Delmon Baker was in the Ministry of Tobago Development. I remember going down to Buku, seeing the fishermen looking at the device that should have been placed in vessels, etc. And I can't help but wonder, why is it that some of our fisher folk are not investing? If you have a craft, if you have a profession, and certain safety requirements are needed, why is it not met? Now, I don't know why. These are just my thoughts I'm sharing, and maybe we can have someone who can explain more why in 2025 we still have our fishermen going out in pirogues and disappearing for a few days and then being found. It leaves a lot of theories and thoughts open. You hear a lot of talk, and not all the talk may be true, but one cannot help but ponder and think, why is it our fishermen are not investing in having these devices that are, of course, are needed, and I would even say essential to their profession. But those are just some by the way thoughts. You would have your own thoughts on that as well, but we are very thankful that our fishermen have returned home safely, and we give thanks for that. Now, another incident coming to my attention, it didn't make our news, but I am sure many of you are aware of it. It's a post that was done by Penella Dumas Cruikshank. And I quote, "My son left home sometime after 6 to 7 yesterday, riding a red bicycle and has not come home since. Any information, please call or text 374-3002 or 304-2849. Last seen in Patience Hill wearing blue long pants, white jersey or a gray sweater." And on your screen, there's a picture of the young man there who went riding. And I'm sure that may have been a customary activity, and his mother made that post sometime yesterday, I believe. So any of you who may have any idea of his whereabouts, you have 2 phone numbers to call, 374-3002 or 304-2849. All right. So let's look out for each other. I can't begin to imagine what that mother is going through, or any parent, as a matter of fact, who has a child that goes missing, whether it was an abduction, whether it was a runaway, whatever the cause may be. And we know that sometimes children, and I'm not making any assertions in this case, but in past cases, sometimes the young ones just take a break. But even appealing to you, communicate with someone your whereabouts, even as adults. We're in the carnival season. Many of you, this is your tempo time, and you go a lot of events. Tell someone where you are going, so at least there's a starting point. God forbid if you do not return home, you go missing, etc. But share your location with someone you trust. All right, so let's keep, his name was not shared, but we know that Penella Dumas Cruikshank, she posted this, so let's look out for the young man. And again, if you have any information, or you think you saw the young man somewhere, whether you notify your closest police station or you reach out to the 2 numbers given, and we continue to pray for his safe return and, of course, for that family. So many things are happening now, again, on this beautiful island. We know we're in the carnival season. Not all of us follow up in the carnival, but we know it's part of our tradition. We have those who may be preparing for camp, of course, the different Christian denominations, and just some people who are not part of the carnival activities take that time out with their families, whether they go camping on beaches, campsite. In your preparation, again, remember to put safety first. Make sure you have whatever documentation and permission you may need for your various local campsites. Don't just appear on somebody's property and put up your tent. You might get yourself in a lot of trouble. All right, so let's exercise due diligence. And of course, for the carnival babies, those who are hitting the road, those who are hitting the events, we know that this Thursday we have Tobago House of Assembly Interdepartment Competition, Personality and Calypso. We met some of the contestants on Friday. If you missed it, you missed meeting some of them, hearing them give each other ping-pong, the old talk, and the challenge. So I know that the different departments are going to come out in their colors, whether it's pink, whether it's red. I remember the Calypsonian representing the TTPS. She's told fire, we take your color, we coming out red and ready, yes? So it's going to be fun, of course. If you didn't plan on being there, it is open to the public. Of course, I believe there's an entrance fee. I can't recall what it is at this time. And just get ready, wear your colors, support your side, support your personality, competitor, your Calypsonian. The theme is retro, 60s. It was a lot of fun looking at the introduction of the personalities and the Calypsonians on the Tobago Festival Commission's Facebook page, and I think also the various departments on their social media platforms would have also introduced those who are representing them. Quite creative, a lot of fun, and the energy is there. So for those of you who may be attending, I know you will not be disappointed. And for those who are still making up your mind, hurry and do so to be a part of the action. And of course, coming out of the news again, we have 6 Tobagonians making it to the semi-finals of what we call Calypso Fiesta. It's the Calypso Monarch competition held at Skinner Park. And we know when you reach Skinner Park, you reach big stage. All right, so congratulations to the 6 Tobagonians. Some of you, it's the first time, some are repeats, and Tobago is backing you. We met Jjie Cox earlier with Adana, and hopefully throughout this week we may meet a few more of those contestants. So all the best, and in case you missed that news, the 6 Tobagonians who are moving on to the semi-finalists of the Calypso Monarch competition at Skinner Park this Saturday, it's Alex Gift, that's also known as Tobago Chalky, no stranger. We have another popular name, Caston Cupid. We have Jjie Cox, her very first time making it to the semi-finals. Nicole Thomas Clark, Rosalind Breed Hayes, and Sharon Phillips. All right, so let's continue to support our Calypsonians. We also have Verse, who is also going to be in the Ultimate Soca competition, the youth competition aspect of it. So we wish him all the best, as well as he represents his village and, of course, Tobago at large. So at this time, we get ready for a quick break, and when we return, we'll meet our very first guest for this morning's show.
It's a brand new morning, rise up.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Tobago Glass Supplies has been...
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome back, viewers. We are going to have a chat with a media personality. He's no stranger to sitting in front of the camera. He's also a talk show host and Calypsonian writer. There's a whole long list, but let me not keep you from knowing who it is. And with me this morning, virtually, is Jjie Cox, better known as Jjie. Jjie, good morning, and on the move as usual.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are here. I am happy to be here this morning to, just have a conversation and to update persons on Tobago updates. Yeah.
So Jjie, we're not getting to see the T-shirt fully, but I want the viewers to see what you're wearing.
All right. Yeah. So this is a More Gal for Me T-shirt. Of course, it's all about my latest release, which was actually released in Tobago Carnival in October.
Right.
So it's still very much relatively new, a new song in the carnival scene, the global carnival scene. So these are the T-shirts, and this is one, and I felt fitting to wear this morning.
All right, and if we have viewers who want to be a part of that experience and they want to get the T-shirt, how do they get one?
It's easy. You can just follow me, Juby Official, Juby Official on Instagram, and send a DM, and of course, from there we would send you the registration form so you could order your jerseys in advance. We have some other merch coming soon, but yeah. I like how you put it across, to be part of the movement, because I mean, music is a mission, and my song has a message, and I would take the opportunity now to say that Juby cannot handle all them women, right?
Yes. So tell us a little
message.
about the inspiration, and for those who may not have heard it, where they can hear this song, and tell us a little bit about the genesis of it.
All right, so More Gal for Me, as I mentioned earlier, I released it in time for Tobago Carnival in October 2024. All right, I felt like normally I would put out music throughout the year, but in 2023, I had a song called Work It, right, which did relatively well. Generally, I was proud of the success, and I was like, nah, I need to come back again with something in terms of message, in terms of vibe, and I linked up with Full Blown, which is personal friends of mine, and we formed a relationship so much now that although I would do my writing and always doing my songwriting and stuff, they, in collaboration with me, has like found literally a vibe that suits me. So they had a song that they had written some time back with Ronnie J out in Grenada, and it wasn't completed, but the climate in Trinidad and Tobago was one where it had a lot of crime taking place, and I felt like even as an artist, as much as I can advocate on my platforms and stuff, I feel like, why not do it in a song? And this song happened to be right on the pulse of things, and I was like, nah, fellas, I'm definitely going with this. Of course, I added my touch to it, and we completed the production. And yeah, it has been working, because as much as we say More Gal for Me is like me speaking to the fellas who want to rub and shoot and be on all the negativity. Fellas, if you check it out, the ratio is working in the people's favor of like literally we who not on that bad vibes. So you could keep that bad vibes and that negative energy over there, but we vibing with the gal right through, it's More Gal for Me. So that's basically the song, a nice groovy song with a message.
And how did you get into this art form? What pulled you to it? Is it something you've been doing primary school, secondary school, or are you new to it within recent years?
To be honest, I've been performing since primary school. My dad actually, Lasana, he been in the Calypso fraternity, and he introduced me or encouraged me to take part in like junior competitions and stuff. And I was like, oh, you mean, because I felt like I always had that in me to entertain people and to communicate with people, whether it be presenting, as you know, or it be performing or trying to dance, because I try to dance sometimes.
Right.
But I always trying to entertain people. And growing up, I always liked to freestyle. That's why I'm so close to the Extempo art form and stuff. I love to freestyle. So I always writing or always putting out lyrics and playing with melodies. And as I grew older, I took part in like Calypso tents and so on. And I would say that was like an institution for me, because at the Calypso tent, people sitting down
Yes.
for most of the time, listening to your delivery, listening to
Yeah.
intonation, listening to what you have to put out, what is the message in your song. So that kind of molded me. And to date, I've been putting out a number of soca releases, more so in Carnival season, but I also would do some off-season recordings and put it out from time to time. So I've been, I would say, since primary school. Yeah, since primary school. So it's a few decades where I've
Right.
been in this. But my first recording actually was in 2010.
Right.
Yeah, 2010. I did my first actual recording. I was like, yeah, I like this studio vibe. I like putting out music. I like listening back
That
to
was it
music,
for
hearing it on
you.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the success in terms of like airplay and stuff really came about in the within the last 5 years or so.
Right. And as we talk about success, take us through your exposure to the Extempo. You mentioned the art form, and I believe you have a competition today, if I'm not mistaken. So tell us about, your performance, your experience, and of course, you are no stranger to the art form and the competition nationally.
Yeah, so today is actually the National Extempo and Freestyle Competition. I think that's the name of it, 2025, right? As I mentioned, I always like freestyling. So with my friends or my neighbors or whoever the case may be, I always like freestyling on topics. And I tried out the National Extempo pre-pandemic. I can't remember the exact year. And I was like, wait, there's a vibe. Because I always looking on YouTube and seeing like Gypsy and Black
Right.
Sage and
Yeah.
all of these great extempo artists. I was like, this is similar to what I do in freestyling. So let me try it out. I went and never really, I think in 1 year I went and I didn't know the topic, because you're literally pulling a topic on the spot and an extempo one time.
Mhm.
And I didn't know the topic and I bust. And the person who was going against, he literally highlighted that in his version, in his attempt.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I need to work on this. So I continued to work on it over the years, and I've been participating, and they introduced the freestyle, which is more closer to what I am accustomed to.
Mhm.
Where they play a rhythm and same thing, you pull a topic and you basically freestyle some lyrics and some melodies.
Right.
And I took part for the first time in that last year, and I made it all the way to the semi-finals. So I'm currently the 4th place winner from 2024.
All
So
right.
I felt like, nah, I need to go back this year and try
Most
to do better than that,
definitely.
even win the competition. So
Right.
tonight is the preliminary round in Port of Spain, so I'll be participating in that. But I
Well,
love extempo. I love the art form.
And the love and the passion comes across in your body language and your tone, the excitement, your eyes light up, the smile is there, and we wish you all the best, of course. And let's talk a little bit about your experience with the Ultimate Soca competition, because you auditioned for it, you didn't make it to the finals. But what, being on that stage, what is that like?
Wow. So again, I grew up looking at Soca Monarch on Fantastic Friday. That was a big thing, over the years. And I was like, I'm a performer. What a joy it would be to be on a Soca Monarch stage, right? I actually made the semi-finals for the Soca Monarch in 2020 with a song entitled Look Shide. And that time was different at this time, because this is a new competition. So I was happy when they made the announcement to have somewhat of a soca competition, a soca monarch-esque competition. So I was like, I
Right.
definitely threw my hat in the ring. So I went on audition, made it to the semi-final round, rallied my troops, did all I could have done in terms of like putting together presentations, putting together dancers,
Right.
putting together costuming and everything. And we went out there and we enjoyed ourselves. Like I felt, as a matter of fact, I felt like I definitely gonna be inside. It's gonna be
Right.
difficult to not select me for the finals,
Right.
but it didn't work out like that. I definitely enjoyed it. Great reviews. And I felt like in competitions, you kind of have to like set your mind to, or make up your mind that yes, this is a competition, and you can only do your best. You know,
Right.
it's out of your control in terms of the judging. You would try to hit all the points. You would try your best to present yourself in such a way where you could actually move on to the next round. And unfortunately, it didn't happen this time. But I felt like it was a real good experience in terms of sharpening up my blade, you know, working on my vocal performance, working on some of my movements, my delivery, crowd engagement. So it worked. I saw the positives in it. It's just that I didn't move on to the final 10, but I
Right.
was in the top 20 based on those who would have auditioned in the initial stage.
Right.
But I'll take the opportunity to wish Verse
Yes.
the best, because the finals is actually on this Thursday. Versus in the youth category. I participated in the senior. Well, I don't know if they classify it as senior, but they open to the
Right.
ultimate soca competition champion. Whereas Versus in the youth competition, but Versus are forced to be reckoned with, and I would take the opportunity to plug him and wish him all the best on Thursday, because he is officially in the youth category finals. So
Most definitely. You know, I like your perspective in terms of your approach. You saw the opportunity and you understand the advantage to you in honing your craft and having that opportunity to be a better you, so to speak, with your craft. What advice would you give to the younger ones coming up who may enter one or two competitions, didn't make it, and they kind of lose the enthusiasm for the craft?
Yeah, that is to tell you the truth, I mean, I could give advice, but it's a case by case basis and it's based on what you set out. So for me, I knew that competitions like these, one, would provide a platform in terms of exposure. People naturally gravitate to competitions. I'm talking about audience, and they might join in to see what's happening. They might join in to laugh. They might join in to support another competitor, but there's eyes and ears that you may not have had access to before. So I feel like, so that was my goal, and of course I wanted to win the competition.
Right.
But I think if you set a goal in your mind and you really work towards your goal, yes, you would experience disappointment if you don't necessarily hit the nail on the head in terms of what you set out. But there's always some kind of positive. They actually asked me a question post-performance. Now I was on a higher because I enjoyed my performance. I felt like, yeah,
Right.
Juby, you do this thing.
Yeah.
And as I came off stage, an interviewer was like, they asked me a series of questions, and one was, do you see the glass half full or half empty? That was just a broad question. It wasn't related to the competition. But my response was immediately, I always see it as glass half full, you know, because you're counting your small wins, you know. It may not necessarily be what you set out, as I say, in terms of you might not hit the target. But I would encourage each and every young artist or performer or creative listening to celebrate your small wins. You know, human nature, you'll be disappointed. And I'm not going to act like if I wasn't disappointed. I told
Right.
feelings in local balance.
Right.
But you could count your small wins and see where you could improve, and just use whatever disappointment to just fuel that energy and channel it elsewhere in terms of like improving or probably producing a new song, or probably, you know, enhancing your performance when you at your next private gig, you know. So there's always positive that you could take away from these disappointments, but that's is a case by case basis, of course.
Right. And of course, as we wrap up this conversation, let our viewers know where they can find your latest release, what social media platforms, and again, you know, how to get any of the merch that you have coming out.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting me over the years, particularly over the last few months. I've seen like a serious increase in terms of like people actually tapping into the Juby's music and Juby's vibe. Juby Official on all social media platforms. That's JUBY Official. Of course, the music is available. You're all doing really good. We have like about 50,000 plus views on YouTube. So keep on running up the numbers, share to your friends, share to your family, share the vibe. You know, it should be more gal for me, Moregyal. That's how we spell the gal. For me, well, normal spelling, and of course, you can pay attention to my social media platform. The season has been busy for me, so I'm sure if you're interested in going to events, you would see me at least at one of your favorite events. So just pay attention to my social media page, Jjie Official, and yeah, thanks for the support and thanks for the vibe. Skibby doo bang bang.
Oh, I was hoping you ended with that, Jjie, and that was Jjie Cox. And of course, we thank you for your time. All the best at the Extempo competition today, and just keep, representing Tobago, shining and doing what you do best. All right, viewers, that's all the time we have with Jjie this morning. We go to a quick break, and when we return, we will be having a conversation with Mr. Barry Jofield. I'm sure that's a name you know, so stay tuned.
It's a brand new morning, right?
Greetings, everyone. I am Miss Kersha Kent, the reigning Miss Women Afro Queen 2023. Come along on this journey to see who will be crowned Miss Women Afro Queen 2025.
9 delegates are set to compete for the coveted title of Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025.
My name is Naomi Ramasa. Standing before you, I am Calypso. I stand before you as Miss Jjie Cox.
This highly anticipated pageant will be held on Wednesday, February 26th at the Sid Gray Complex.
I am Kershal P. I am Julissa Sandy. I am Miss Kaisha Joseph.
One of these 9 gems will win my crown.
These talented women will be vying for the crown, showcasing their beauty, intelligence, and cultural pride.
Salam. I am Shanicia Walker. Hi everyone. I am the multi-talented Kian Jerry. It is an pleasant day to all. I am Kairis Imari Manswell. Come join me to crown the new Miss Windward Afro Queen 2025 at Singray Complex, the 26th of February. Save the date and don't be late.
This promises to be an exciting event celebrating the rich heritage and vibrant spirit of Tobago. See you there.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying with us on GMT Good Morning Tobago, and we are coming to you live from downtown Scarborough, Port Mall, from the beautiful island of Tobago. If you haven't visited here as yet, make plans soon so you can enjoy what we have to offer. This morning, sitting next to me is Mr. Barry Jofield, and we are going to talk about his weekly podcast talk show. And Mr. Jofield is known as a financial and economic commentator. So good morning, Mr. Jofield.
Good morning, Ms. Nicholson. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobagonians, wherever you are.
All right, and of course, let's get right into it. Now, this program is relatively new to our Tobago Updates family. Let's talk about the genesis. Why did you see the need to have a podcast talk show dealing with Tobago and its economy?
I've been listening, been paying attention to what is happening in the Tobago space. And I get a sense that there's a lack of understanding of how economies work. For instance, you get a sense that we believe that 5% of the budget is what we should be focusing on. You never get a sense that there's a focus on revenue generation, how we generate revenue in Tobago to suffice ourselves.
Right.
It's always about somebody else's responsibility. 5% from, we can discuss revenue sharing, but at the same time, even if you have a share of the revenue, what do you do with that revenue when you receive the share of it? You must have some plan, some program. And it's clear to me. There's no plan. There's no program. So it's just, for want of a better word, governance by VAPs. And I think the Tobago population deserves better. They need to hear that there are possibilities. There is a way that we can do this thing, and Tobago can do much better than Tobago is doing now. And just added to that, somewhere in me, because I don't want to be just, critical of things all the time.
Right.
I want to present a budget called Are We Budget, which would really speak to, some exciting things that I think Tobago can do. So
when you say Tobago, do you mean those who govern Tobago or the people of Tobago in terms of the private sector?
I think the Tobagonians in general, the business persons, the private individuals, and so on.
And I'm asking that because you mentioned Tobago looking at raising revenue.
Sure.
And I know if we look at that statement and we peg it to the Tobago House of Assembly, then we would have a lot of constraints because the Act and the Constitution only allows us so much for the Tobago House of Assembly, whoever sits in the seat of power, to do so much in terms of raising revenue. So that's why I asked, who are the they in this case?
But why is that the sense?
Why is that?
Why is that your sensing of it?
No, in terms of what the law is. In terms of what THA has powers to do.
Right. But what constrains THA from earning revenue? I mean, apart from, I think it's item 50 that suggests if you earn above the parliamentary allocation, the central government, in other words, would be entitled to 50%.
Okay.
And I don't hear any quibbling about that, even in the context of an autonomy argument. And that's probably the only constraint in my mind.
Okay.
But you get 4.3%, and why can't you work that 4.3% into 6.9% based on your own ability to generate revenue? I'm saying you can do it outside of, the construct of a Trinidad and Tobago economy kind of arrangement. So I'm thinking, there's clear opportunity for Tobago to do it in many areas, and we're just not doing. I think it's, about, in my mind, very simple, in accordance with the plain talk, that we just have lazy politicians who wait for 5%, 4.3%, and argue for more without thinking about what we can do here in order to generate.
And of course, when viewers look at your weekly podcast talk show, what is to be expected?
All right. So take, for instance, tonight, I would have Dr. Terence Farrell, who is a well-known economist. And he wrote this book on the Unachieving Society. You probably know about it. And it's a microcosm. Tobago is a microcosm of that underachieving society. And try to walk through why Trinidad and Tobago has underachieved. Because he compared as well, and the general comparisons between Norway, Singapore, even Barbados, compared to Trinidad and Tobago. Even now you have Antigua, all these countries are way above in terms of GDP per capita than Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And it's... for the amount of resources that have passed through Trinidad and Tobago, even Tobago, I don't think we are better off for it. In fact, I think we are worse off. And that is why, the first two episodes, I tried to deal with this idea about the Dutch disease and why economies that have natural resources tend to be poor. And it's clear, so that, and even that is not well understood because we continue to focus on more extraction of oil and gas, and we don't understand that in part is the challenge that we have.
Right. And of course, from ever since, we always hear it's time to diversify. Trinidad may talk about it, Tobago, you may hear more of it because, of course, the natural resources were managed on the Trinidad end, and we talk a lot about tourism and encouraging Tobagonians to set up, whether it's cottage industry, whether look at agriculture. Do you think that we can really move away from just the talk about diversifying and do you think that have you seen a move in that direction where there's a greater effort to truly diversify, or is it more still of a talk shop?
Clearly, it's more of a talk show. All right, because take for instance, simply, I have a pet peeve about this show that they're having that we can't know who the promoter is, right? But I'm saying you have a show like that, and there's so much you could do in terms of
what show is that? What show?
This Buju Banton show.
You mean for jazz?
Some rhythm and soul show, right? Where they wouldn't tell us who this promoter is that THA is partnering to spend $9.3 million on.
Okay.
And I'm saying, okay, even if you have that, you have one of our strengths, I think, is culinary. If you link culinary strengths, yes, to a show like that, if you link, we have a lot of people producing local wines, we link it to that. You know, and you link the other things to this, some tours in between this. I'm saying putting on a show like that could boost your agriculture sector, it boosts your tourism sector, it can do so much for Tobago if you think about it properly. But it's not about that in my mind. It's about just putting on a show for a show's sake. And I'm saying, you know, these are the issues you have in terms of you spend resources and you don't get the bang for your buck because there is not sufficient thought about the process.
Okay. Yeah. So, and I am no expert. I don't know the behind the scenes. First time I'm hearing of, you know, the promoter is not named. So I'm not getting into that because I don't know enough to comment on it. But just looking at the event and how events are planned, are you then suggesting, because I want to make sure I understand and of course our viewers understand, are you suggesting more layers? So when you have these one-day events, more layers, activities should be tied to it to maximize the spending of the patrons? Is it that?
Definitely. Because the idea is about this, you know, once a tourist gets here, you try to extract as much as you can of the spending of the dollar that they have to spend.
Okay.
And you set it up in a way that the average Tobagonian benefits from it. So that, you know, this is what I'm saying, you mix the whole idea of the culinary thing, you know, so if you probably had it, let's say somewhere in Charlottesville or whatever, you have the people up there who can cook, you get them involved in that process. You have the winemakers throughout Tobago, you get them involved in that process. You do some tours, you get the tour people to do some tours through the main ridge, maybe before the day before, something like that. You structure the thing in a way that it makes sense. You understand? So that we get a better bang for this $9.3 million that we're spending. When we are finished with it, probably we get 83 million out of it. But and that's the thinking. Yeah? Sorry, go ahead.
But do you think that the people who are coming to these one-day events or concert, whether it be Buju Banton, whether it be Sinash, whether it be gospel, whomever, are they coming to shop around, or is it that they just coming, they have their tickets, they spend their money to look nice, and they just want to have a good couple of hours, you know, in the event? Because even when you look at the cruise ships, we talk about visitors, you have them coming off, you have some who would book tours, yes, and spend money, but you have a lot of them who just walk through Scarborough. They are offered products, local craft for sale, but they are not interested. They are not spending any money when they visit some of these islands. So is it that you're catering for different types of people? So where that, of course, may be a good idea for something else, but if you're packaging concerts, etc., is it that if you add all of that, it may become too heavy for the patron?
I'll just give you a simple example. So like in Grenada, they have there's this chocolate, cocoa and chocolate event, right?
Right.
And that runs for a week, yes? And people go there for a week to do that.
Right.
And that's the idea behind packaging the thing,
right,
so that the person who is coming to this show has a sensing that there is a tour I can do, and if you package it well enough,
right,
they will participate. You don't expect 100% participation, but you will get a significant amount participating in this thing if you package it sufficiently,
right,
that you can extract, you know, your dollar out of it. And I'm saying you don't see the ducks lined up, you don't see the connectivity, you don't see a gelling of the ideas, you know. And so take for instance, you have the Esplanade. Okay, why isn't it a duty-free shopping area?
Right.
So that when the tourists come, and you organize it in such a way that sometimes the tourists come, well, I see they did something special for Biashara, which I would want to comment on the show tonight.
Right.
But anyway, but you have an opportunity for cultural expression when the tourists come. Every time they come, you put on a cultural event.
Right.
You lead them right into the esplanade, right into the rotunda. You offer them some, a snap glass of Carib or Stag or Tobago wine, as the case may be, and you introduce them to our products.
Right.
A small piece of crab and a piece of dumpling on a stick kind of thing, and you introduce them to what we have here, and so on. And that's the way you get the tourists. Okay, so they come for the cruise ship. Okay, I want to visit here because I tasted this. I saw some snippets of Tobago that look nice, and they will want to come back. And that's the kind of thing you do when you have the cruise ships coming, because they're going to be here temporarily, but you want to give them enough of what you have to offer. Limbo dancing on the sticks of fire. I mean, I could imagine a tourist seeing that and saying, but wait, no, this looks very interesting. I need to come back to see how this is done.
How do we monetize that though? Because you have in other Caribbean islands, for example, I visited Barbados recently, and all of the local heritage sites, you pay, whether it's $3 Bajan, whether it's $1 US, but you pay something to get into, to enjoy, whether it's the history, the location. But in Trinidad and Tobago, and let's speak about Tobago, that's where we are, you don't have that. You have, and there have been talks of it, and you hear people push back, in terms of the forts, etc. Even when you talk about offering little samples or snippets of Tobago or culture or food. How do we monetize that? Because it's great introducing it to them, but you want the visitors to spend money.
All right. Marketing is a process, right? Because I understand a little bit about marketing.
Right.
So it's
am I taking you off your finance and economics?
You're not actually, because all this has to do with finance and economics.
Right.
The tourism sector.
Right.
So I'm saying, listen, when a tourist comes here, they can have that kind of experience. I'm saying, okay, for me, I would go to a corporate sponsor. Let's say NLCB. I say, NLCB, look, I would like you to sponsor product promotion for local entrepreneurs, because they have local stuff they're going to offer to the tourists and so on. I want you to help us to sponsor that. So that, and what you do there, maybe the first 2 or 3 cruise ships, or the first season of the cruise ships, you do it for free.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
And then you draw the cruise ship in and say, well, okay, look, listen, we're going to offer this. And what you do is you have a video probably played of it on the cruise ship subsequently when you would want them to pay, so they would see what this experience would be like when I go to Tobago. Oh, this is what I will experience. I want to go there and see this for myself.
Right.
And that's how so it's like a loss leader. You draw them in and then you have them pay. And I don't think tourists would decline paying for an opportunity like that.
Right.
You understand where I'm coming from? So it's all about how you think about this thing. And I think we are lazy as politicians in Tobago because we don't have to earn to spend. It comes from somewhere else. It's just like the average child or individual. If you don't know where the money comes from, then you just spend it, one of the people I love to hear was Dr. Morgan Job. And he said, well, this idea about accountability. When people have to spend other people's money on other people, the lines of accountability become very blurred, because it's not your money you're spending, but you're spending it on other people. So there isn't a sense of ownership of those resources. And we discussed some of that tonight in terms of intergenerational wealth.
Right.
What we do now would determine what our children, grandchildren inherit down the road. And it's as though we don't think about it. And that's one of the reasons I'm here really.
Okay.
My father, he died in 2013. And he said something to me. He said many things. Because it's only after he died I knew his name was Alfred. And you better find out the meaning of your name, right?
Right,
and Alfred means sage or wise man. Now, I never knew that while he was alive. But he said to me, Barry, if you're not careful in Tobago, Tobagoans will have to come out of the bush in the night and hunt foreigners. And I found it, what kind of statement is that?
Yes.
But let me tell you something, I'm coming to the awareness that we are going in that direction. And it's part of the angst about intergenerational wealth. What are we leaving for the next generation of Tobagoans? It can't be what they're inheriting now.
And of course, viewers, if you want to hear more about issues and topics like this, I encourage you to join in this evening right here as Mr. Joe Field leads his guests through the paces, interesting conversations. It's all about Tobago. You may be able to chime in as well. Share your opinions as well. And what time is it this evening, Mr. Joe Field?
We go from 8 o'clock until 9. Trusting you would probably give me a little extra time since I have Dr. Farrell in tonight, take up some of the time. But yes.
All right, so it's Bago Style Plain Talk Weekly Podcast Talk Show, and your moderator, Mr. Barry Joe Field. And it was just to introduce you viewers to what's happening right here on Tobago Updates Television. We have added another member to our family, and it's all about providing local content, talking about the issues that impact us every day. And of course, we want you to have your say. So thank you for staying with us on GMT. I have been your host, Natalie Seeley Richardson, and I remind you, yes, it's Monday. Chanel will be joining you for the rest of the week. She will take us through the paces from tomorrow, Tuesday, until Friday. And I will see you the following week, hopefully, God's willing. So stay safe. It is Monday. Have a productive day. I know some of you have a little hangover of sleep from being in pan, maybe, but shake yourself up. I think Cats in Jammers would have won their title. I hope I am not wrong, but I think I overheard that conversation this morning. And of course, we congratulate all the winners. And for those of you who this is your season and you're flying high, remember to take it easy and be safe. Be considerate to those around you as well who may not be flying as high as you, because not all of us, this is our season. But thank you again for making Tobago Updates Television your home. Do have a wonderful and marvelous Monday.
Power.